As time goes on, people just continue to prove my theory right in terms of when we talk about the deadbeat dad thing. And I've said that deadbeat fathers are a myth. Um, these stories continue to prove me right. So here you have Erica Mena calling out Safaree over his parenting skills, and she says, "You literally do nothing for them." Now, anybody with half a brain or that's may not know, she's the one that put this ninja on child support. She's the one that wanted to break it off with Safaree, or I don't know if Safaree wanted to break it off with her, but she was the one celebrating their divorce, right? Remember that? Let me see if I can find that clip of them celebrating the divorce. And then when Erica Mena found out how much she was getting paid in child support, she started crying. And that already should tell you everything you need to know about the broad. But for some reason, a lot of women don't want to call out women like this. And these are the women that be the loudest when they talk about, oh, my baby father, he does nothing for the kids. But you're still taking this dude to court over child support or for modifications of child support, and then simultaneously keeping the kids away from him, and simultaneously asking for more money from him, and then at the same time saying he doesn't do anything for him. It's wild that women have gotten away with this for so long, but it is what it is. People, I think people, even some women, are starting to see the scam behind this. I hope they are, because it's pretty obvious. If an idiot like me can figure this out, because trust me, guys, I'm not that smart of a person in terms of just in general. I never was a great in school or whatever, but for some reason, people don't want to call this obvious scam out with women calling their baby fathers deadbeats, and then at the same time, dry begging them for money. And if they don't listen to him, then they bring them to child support court for modifications. I don't know why people don't see this. But anyway, let's bring up that video. I'm going to bring up that video real quick. Crying about, let me see, Erica Mena crying. We got to see that joy. That joy was hilarious. I think this is it. Fair use. This is the video. I think, and Love and Hip Hop, they can be mad stingy about their videos. So let me, they can be mad stingy about their videos. So let me be careful with this. But this is the one. Remember when she was crying and she was so she was happy, like she was so happy about the divorce or whatever. Oh my god! You just talking about so y'all remember this video, and then she found out how much she was getting in child support, and she literally lost her mind. And I'm like, first of all, why do you even really need child support from a man, since you quote unquote have your own money? That's why when women start talking about, oh, I got my own money, disregard that. Disregard that. So clearly she thought that, oh, I'm a trash this man's name and blah blah blah, and at the same time I'm gonna break some nice money off him. Now she ended up getting $8,000 a month in child support from Safaree, and that's, first of all, that's more than enough for a woman that has her quote unquote her own money, right? But like I said, because women don't use child support for child support. How many stories of child support, like I'm talking about successful stories about child support, where in terms of the child support money, where the kid was in a bind, and then the mom was like, look, I have all the child support money that your father sent. I have it all saved up. I have it put in an investment account and a Roth IRA. I got this saved up for you. I know you needed this to start your business. Here's this money. This is what it accrued to. I recommend that you probably should still keep it in there so you can still get more, but you have the choice to now use it. You can use it for college. You can use it for your business, blah, blah, blah. I've never heard that. Most of the times what I hear, when these kids turn 18, they have nothing in the child support, and they have to still end up asking their father for money for college or money for their business. But I'm talking about especially I never see, like, this is why in New York, in these states like that, they had to extend the child support age to like 21 instead of 18 years. They had to do 21 just in case if the child goes to college, so the father can still pay for that. That's why they have to extend it, because most of the times the moms, they don't use the money for child support. They use it for rent. They use it for gas. They use it for nails. They use it for hair, their weaves. They don't use it for the kid. They might as well just rename child support to baby mama support because that's what it really is.
I'm officially primary custodian of the kids. What about the child support?
So, ooh, right there. She goes, I'm officially the primary custodial of the kids. This is, and then as soon as she heard that, okay, what about the child support? This is what they use it for. let me see. Can I replay that?
Primary custodian of the kids. What about the child support?
This is the main reason why they want primary custody of the kids. It's not because their father is quote unquote abusive or he's a narcissist. That those are just things that they use for the normies to follow. Unfortunately, Steve Crowder is being a victim of that right now. Steve Crowder isn't some abuse. And not only that, Hillary Crowder got most of the tradcons, including the men, to fall for this narrative. All the tradcon women are saying that now. You're just like, yep, it's this. I was like, well, Steve Crowder, welcome to the club. Welcome to the abusive deadbeat dad club, but they still need money from you club. Welcome to the club on that end. And I feel bad for him because ninjas knew that was going to happen to him. But all the people in the RP space knew that was going to happen to him. Anyway.
I'm officially primary custodian of the kids. What about the child support? That's it? Tony, that's crazy.
So this is why I believe women should not give primary custody of the kids.
Why? Are you kidding me? Not all of this financial burden with my children is on me?
Yeah, that's what happens when you're an actual parent. But you are not a parent. You are a scammer. Now, let's go back to the slides. I know I kind of went off course. So that's just the background of this. So now we already know Safaree might thought the fight was over. Okay, I'm giving the 304 of my child support, whatever. She got primary custody of the kids. Fine, whatever. I'll take that L. Right? Nope, the battle's not over. The battle just begun. The battle has just begun. The slander has just begun. She's going to be on your ass for the rest of your life. Trust me on this. She's going to be on your ass. I know women that be 60, 70 years old still talking about their ex when he was like 20 years old and stuff. Anyway, so here, Erica Mena shares on her story. Let's see if I can, I shared the wrong tab right here. So let's see if I can zoom in because I can't even read this. I hate it when these bras, they be doing these whole paragraphs on this, on their story. Knowing good and goddamn well, the story is only limited to like a certain amount of seconds where you could read it. So here she says, let me see if I can click out. She adds Safaree. She goes, I've really been sparing you for so long. I know she spelled it like sparring, but because she's a retard, she means sparing. Maybe that low-key, that's like a Freudian slip. Low-key, that's a Freudian slip. She meant to say sparing, but she spelled it as sparring. And you know what? You are right. You've been sparring with your co-parent. It's a beautiful irony that she just pulled off there, but she's probably too idiotic to even realize that. Anyway, she goes, I really been sparing. She spelled it like sparring you for so long, but enough is enough. Oh Lord, she was mad when she typed this. You love social media attention, so here it is. You already go months at a time and not seeing these babies by choice. Well, you're the primary custody. You see, this is why I tell people don't believe women when they talk about the dude's a deadbeat. And she fought him for primary custody. You fought him for primary custody, and then you complain about him not being there. He doesn't have primary custody, and you made it that way. So she goes, you went 2 months this last go around. You finally pop up at Legend's birthday, empty-handed, and never offering to pay half of anything like always. Well, you're the primary parent. That's your responsibility. She goes, you came for your quick once every few months photo opportunity with them and bounce. This is why I will say, like, me personally, if a woman puts me on child support, I'm not showing up because I'm not going through that. I'm just going to pay my child support and y'all can figure it out. Don't ask me for anything else because a man will still put in the effort and she will still try to defame you. I've seen this way too many times, not just amongst the celebrities, but really in real life. Trust me. She goes, you finally decided to get them this past Saturday. Legend came there with his hair braided already. Clearly it needed to be taken care of, but me just assuming since the so-called auntie and grandma was in town, my baby would be good, right? Well, this is where communication comes in. Why don't didn't you? So she basically admits that she didn't tell Safaree that her baby's hair needed to be done. If you told him that, he would have been getting that taken care of. But I'm pretty sure you you purposely didn't tell him so you can make him look like a bad guy. Like she just wanted something to complain about with this guy. I would say this now because I see the way 304s act with the whole child support, the child custody, and these things. I understand why now in the past women would just go missing. Like I understand now because this is unacceptable. Because really she should be slapped for her behavior. Or I done seen men get unalived for way less, way less. Now I understand what happened to Nicole. What's the broad's name? The blonde haired bitch, Nicole something, Anna Nicole. Like we all know that Anna Nicole, she didn't unalive herself. She got unalived. And now as you grow older, I understand why that is so you can avoid this nonsense. So I'm going to continue on. She goes, how is it no one thought to take my baby braids out and wash his hair, especially since he was in and out of a chlorine pool? Sis, Safaree, here we go. Basically trying to insinuate that he's gay. You have no problem making sure you a bad bish all the time. Why can't my babies be dressed and groomed properly like you do for you when you have them? A part of being a bad bitch is really taking care of your kids. So this is where I draw the line. So here we have, this is where like I said, the rainbow community, they have no respect for me because women will, I'm seeing women now on Twitter. I shit you not. I'm seeing women on Twitter calling gay men the F word and nothing is happening to them. They don't get their posts removed. They don't get nothing censored. I'm seeing like series of tweets from whether it be tradcon women or just regular women calling men the F word, and nothing is done to them. This is crazy. This is why I have no respect for that rainbow community. Oh yeah, and by the way, Atlanta, if God doesn't remove Atlanta from existence, he owes Sodom and Gomorrah an apology. Shout out to Paul Mooney. That's a Paul Mooney joke right there. And I will repeat that shit. Because I have no respect for the rainbow community. Because women can say stuff like this. This is very homophobic, but but they can just say homophobic things and they don't say nothing. But then you can insinuate all that day you'll just tell a rainbow person, hey, can you I don't want you babysitting, and it's a problem. Anyways, man. So, and like I said, when women get mad, that's what they start dating, especially when it comes to black women and black men. When a black woman be mad at a black man for taking care of himself or whatever, keeping to himself, they call you the G word. And they just get away with it. They just get away with it because they're so-called the rainbow community's biggest allies. Anyways, she continues on. She says, I can go on for days with all the spiteful ish you don't do for your kids just because you think it's a way to hurt me, but not grooming and properly dressing your kids every time you have them is just honestly despicable. Well, you could have she literally said in the thing that I didn't tell him that. I'm pretty sure if you told him that, if just up front, can you take care of this for me? He would have had that done. But you didn't say anything. He probably thought you had that taken care of as the primary custodial, So she's showing the pictures of her baby's hair. And yeah, women, particularly, black women and the Latina straggles, they definitely do this where they start bringing up her, you didn't do my baby's hair and all this nonsense to make you look bad as a father. So I'm not going to even read all this stuff. Oh, fine, I'll read it. She goes, I would already be having to eat ish how you purposely dress my kids so sloppy and cheap because that's the one thing I take pride in outside there, blah, blah, blah. You literally do nothing else. She goes, you literally do nothing for them outside of child support. You don't pay for school. You don't pay for health care. This is what the child support money is for. Why? But that just shows you why the judges and the family court system, they don't want to change the system because they know if they had to put remember Delaware had an idea where they say they were going to put child support on a special debit card where it could only be used for the child's needs. So nothing for gas, rent, right? Drinks, right? Remember when they had an idea, but then we already knew that because if they actually implemented that, do you know how many, first of all, do you know how many abortions would be having? And on top of that, do you understand how many fathers would be having custody of their kids? I'm talking about women would be giving up custody of their kids like it's nothing if that was implemented. She goes, you do nothing outside child support. You don't pay for your school or the healthcare. I'm like, but that's what the child support money is supposed to be for. Like, I don't know how judges can see this and then just be like, well, we should still, I think this woman should still keep the kids and you need to still pay more money to her. You're just like, wow. You're just like, wow. Oh man. She said, you got all this money, so you tell the world and you got all these diamonds, but what is it when you have your kids? They walking around looking like this. Their grandma and auntie not feel the need to grab a comb for your baby, sis. So here she's calling him sis again. More homophobia and nothing. The rainbow community, the Duke shooter community, the butt pirate community is not going to do anything. And I will continue to diss you, butt pirates, until you start actually addressing women that use y'all to start that use y'all as a sick joke to diss straight men. So I will continue to do that to you guys. I'm sorry. She goes, sis, Safaree again, you finally decided to babysit your kids Saturday, and by Monday you're calling yourself putting them in a summer camp. You know, I pay $2,700 a month for their education alone. That's all year round. You know how I am about keeping their mind stimulated. You know I'm big on them having a routine. If you was going to take them to just only put them somewhere random, why not bring them to the school you helped me picked out but don't pay for? But really, you barely see them as it is. And in summertime, why aren't you indulging in your kids? You never really see them, even though you live 30 minutes away. Why can't they be dressed and groomed properly? Well, like I said, that could be easily fixed. Why don't you give up some custody? And she's not going to do that. Why? Like she's not even for the quote unquote little $8,000 a month. We already know she's not going to give up custody because it's going to affect the money that she's already not getting. Now, basically, if she were to actually give up primary custody and make it like 50-50, she already knows that it's going to be like nothing from there. And like I said, she's not the money that he's already giving her is not going to the kids. It's not. She just admitted it in her last post. She literally goes, oh, you're only giving me this. She said outside of child support, you don't pay for school or healthcare or their extracurricular activities. That's literally what you would think that the child support money should be for. But she goes on, she's literally admitting, I don't use the child support money for that. That's just you like what? So you'd be like, so what is the child support for? What is the child support money for? What is the child support money for? Shout out to this girl right here in this comment section. She says, girl, he pays $8,000 a month. That's what you wanted. Please move on. But like I said, they're not going to change the court system. They're not going to change the court system because it will be a lot of people that lose money. Somebody said, how's she mad if she sent him over there like that? That's about to say, and if you wanted it done yourself, you would have done it yourself, but you just didn't want to pay for it. And you left it out that they needed their hair done just so you could have something else to complain about. Somebody said, not defending a deadbeat dad, but how can she say he doesn't contribute anything except child support? That's what child support is for. Well, like I said, this is a normie. And she needs to be, you got to be honest with your, what's the bitch name? Official Ashley Barbie. You need to be honest. You know that the woman in your life that has their man on child support, they don't use the child support for the kids. They don't. You have to be honest about that. Like, I'm tired of women acting stupid about this. I've never heard any like success stories where the child support money was used for college or an investment, or when they say, oh man, I started my business and, my dad had to pay, child support, whatever. And my mom saved the money. I've never heard no stories like that. I've heard zero stories about this. It's crazy. It's wild. It's wild. Most of the time I'm hearing that women are basically using the child support system as extra income, using the system to double dip, going to the father and saying, oh, this is not enough. He needs, I need this for my rent. Or I need, and then like I said, when the dad refuses, she brings him to court. So he ends up, submitting and ends up paying her rent, her gas, the kid's school. And then on top of that, paying the child support, which really is going to the mom as extra income. That's most situations. I'm sorry to keep it above. That is most situations. I've been watching you guys. Do not play retard with me. Don't play stupid with me when it comes to this, because I have heard zero success stories off of where the child support money was saved up, and when a kid was a certain age or when a certain emergency happened with the kid, they were able to use the child support money to help the kid with a better future. I've never heard no success stories about that. I've only heard, okay, this kid is in college, the dad still got to pay for it, and none of that is child support money. That's extra money out of his pocket. You know what I mean? That's why I say, like, Dude, there's no such thing as a deadbeat dad. There's none. When you got literally women that are still calling dudes deadbeats and they're getting paid what $8,000 a month in child support, and she's crying. She was crying about to lose her mind over that because she thought she needed more. I always bring up, how about this? We bring up 50 cents. 50 Cent was already giving, without talking about without the system, was already giving his baby mom, what's it, $500,000 a year in child for just for the kid. Let me see how I keep forgetting the number. Let me see. 500,000 a year child support. Let me see. I forgot what. Yeah, he was giving her $500,000 a year. Just with I'm talking about without CPS being involved. He was giving her 500,000 a year, $500,000 a year, just giving it to her for the kid. You would think the kid would be taking, and she was still asking for more. I gotta have that video. That's why 50 Cent ended up bringing himself to court. He brought himself to court, and then he had him modified to $81,000 a year, $6,700 a month. Because the mom just always wanted more. She's always gonna want. They're always gonna want more. They're always thinking that they're getting the low end of the stick, and the men are being literally generous. So he was like, "Nah, fuck that. I'm gonna just bring myself to child support, and I'll have them tell me how much I owe you." And that's still a lot, in my opinion, but obviously not for her, because she was trying to use that money for other things, not for her son, not for her son. But anyways, yo, shout out to Erica Mena for basically proving that most women out there would be actually deadbeat moms if it wasn't for child support, if it wasn't for the welfare system, if it wasn't for the family courts, basically incentivizing them to break up their families. You know what I mean? Anyway, man, that's what it is. Somebody said, PSA, be careful who you choose to have children with. Yeah, like now, like in the case of Safaree and Erica Mena, I could have been told Safaree that bitch ain't worth a shit stain. That girl is only for and just giving her some couple of dollars and just leaving, and then putting something on a tip at the dresser. she's just good for a hole. That's really all she's good for. She a hole to fill, and then you just give her some money afterwards. That's as much as you should get put into a woman like that. But unfortunately, men, and particularly black men, you guys will talk crazy about black women, but then date a Latina, straggle a ghetto loud Latina woman like Erica Mena, and then let her get away with all types of murder just because you want to hear her speak that Spanish shit in the bedroom. So I got to call y'all ninjas out on that end too.